Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz. This is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, July 10th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at saroundtable.com. We got Google breaking all search records, Google Search Console showing social and video content from platform providers, and so much more on Google Ads, ChatGPT ads, and even much more. So definitely stay tuned. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Ahrefs. Have you ever checked out Ahrefs Brand Radar? Brand Radar helps you track and grow your brand's visibility across AI answers, YouTube, and even Reddit. Uncover this immensely valuable data and learn more at ahrefs.com/brand-radar. Thank you so much, Ahrefs, for sponsoring. Definitely check out Brand Radar. Thanks again. Okay, so first up, Google's Nick Fox said that Google broke all search records. He wrote, Google Search broke all prior usage records and saw its highest usage in history right after Argentina scored their winning goal in yesterday's match. It's great to see the global excitement in the World Cup. Can't wait to see the semifinals. Then he later updated us to tell us, some of you asked about the top queries that led to this record-breaking search usage. No surprise, Argentina versus Egypt was the top search. People were also trying to figure out what's next, what countries are left in the World Cup, and maybe dreaming about adding to the past. So it's just interesting, like I discussed before, that Google said it broke all search records. Just makes you wonder, like, aren't they supposed to be breaking records every day and growing every day? But maybe this was a significant boost, obviously, and I guess we'll see even more significant boost in the future. I guess, and also SEO might not be dead. All right, Google Search Console announced a pretty cool feature. A few weeks ago, we covered that Google came out with this new property platform, and we weren't sure what it was. It was a help document, and they quickly removed it when I covered it. Turns out that property platforms lets you actually verify a third-party platform like social channels and YouTube. Specifically, Google announced Instagram, TikTok, X, and YouTube directly in Google Search Console if you own that specific property. So I own obviously Rusty Brick on X and YouTube and so forth. I could verify those as mine and get search data from Google even though I don't own the domain name youtube.com or x.com. Really cool. So Google really is releasing this slowly. I have access to my X profile already, I think because I already verified search profiles, but I don't have access to my other profiles like YouTube, TikTok, X, and so forth. I'm on TikTok. And you'll be able to actually see the search impressions, the queries, and so forth, performance reports, views, clicks, impressions across what you would expect. Also, an insights report will give it to you, and also an achievements report. This is really cool. This is actually the first time you actually go ahead and verify platforms or properties that are not really yours. But again, since you are the content creator on that platform for your specific channel, Google's letting you do that. Very, very cool stuff. It's rolling out slowly, so everyone's like, where I don't see it yet. It's rolling out slowly, so you don't have access to it yet, probably. But there is a slow rollout. And then talking about slow rollout, the Google Search Generative AI controls continue to roll out, and now beyond the UK. A lot of people this week, over the past couple of days, have been noticing not only are they getting the access to the Search Generative AI performance report, but also that they have access to the indexing controls under settings. So if you go to settings for your property, you might see a way to actually control, could Google actually use your content for AI purposes, for search generative AI purposes, and now you can actually control that. Again, Google released this initially for the UK only, and then said they're going to roll it to others because Google was forced in the UK to do so, and now it seems like they're rolling this out to everybody. And there's this little hack that Kanishi spotted that when you want to see that new property platform and you want to see if there's any generative AI performance data for it, you could add a question mark, /AI to the parameter of the URL, and here's a screenshot of where to put it, and it'll actually give you the AI performance report for these new property platforms reports, which is pretty cool. A little hack there. I'm not sure how long that's going to last, but it is pretty neat. And Google, late Friday, a week ago, actually fixed the Google Search Console page indexing report. They updated it to June 29th. Now it's stuck at June 29th again, and it's already pretty late. I don't know. It seems like that report's having some trouble. But again, if you haven't pulled the indexing data through June 29th, now you can, which is nice to have. Google seems to be testing new tracking parameters directly in the actual search results listings. They're appending or adding to the URL. As opposed to being a naked URL, would actually click through and you could actually mouse over and see where that URL is going to go. Like if I'm mousing over Best Buy or Home Depot or something like .com, it would actually give you the exact URLs, like bestbuy.com/whatever or homedepot.com/whatever. But now when you mouse over some of these URLs, it says google.com/go-to and some weird parameters, so you're not really sure if you're going to be going to that specific domain or not. This is spotted by Brody Clark on SERPs Alert, and other people were emailing me this as well. And then the original person that emailed me this back a few weeks ago was Alex Greenland. And it just seems like it's rolling out to more and more people. I don't like this for a searcher perspective. I want to see where I'm going to click over to before I actually click. But I guess Google's trying some new things there. I don't see it myself, but we'll see. And the Google seems to be rolling out further exploration feature in AI overviews. This was announced back in May at Google I/O. And Brody Clark on SERPs Alert noticed that this is actually rolling out to some people. Again, I don't see this feature, but the further exploration, which is basically more links to the footer of the AI overview, is showing up more often. Google added to the product merchant listing structure data documentation more information, new features. One is now it supports product.category property types, as well as a new sales duration mechanism within the schema. So you can now select the property category properties. You can actually go ahead and say this is the product, this is the category for it in your merchant listings. That will be passed through to Google. This basically was done to align more with Google Merchant Center feed, Google said. It should help Google actually sync up with them better. And also in the product section, they added a new section called sales duration, which lets you say this sale is valid from this date to that date, or valid from and through, and the price valid until mechanism or a specific date. So that's pretty cool. If you do merchant listings, you want to give that a try because, again, the more data you can give Google for specifically shopping, the more you could actually show up and show better pricing data. Google also updated its canonicalization pages, 2 pages. One is the fixed page and the other one, another page as well, where it says timing on when it will fix those canonicalization issues. And Google actually said it could take up to 2 weeks after Google processes that new canonicalization update to actually reflect that in the Google search results. Also, the pages have to be significantly different. They have to be clustered properly and so forth. So Google made some additional changes to that. Here's some screenshots of those changes. And then Google Ads announced that they're now going to show AI labels in the ads to show if the ad was created or edited using AI. We saw this earlier when they actually had an AI label in an ad, but Google also will actually show this primarily in the about this ad feature under My Ad Center. When you click on it to learn more about the ad, it will say this ad was either created using AI or edited using AI. In addition, in certain regions like New York State, they actually have to have the AI label directly on the ad and not within the ad. Like you have to click on About Us, About More. You don't have to click on the 3 dots. You can actually see if it's an AI label directly in New York and some other regions across the world. Should be interesting. I don't see this live yet, but it will be rolling out according to Google. Google also updated their ads travel search campaigns to expand more. So it's expanding to an open beta for the things to do and event verticals. Google said this allows you to centralize feed-based formats and text ads to a single place. So if you are doing travel ads, you should definitely take a look at this because there are some new features there for you. And then Google Ads is also testing a visit button on the Google Ads sponsored results. So if it wasn't enough that Google sponsored results are at the top generally, there's now this blue visit icon, visit site icon. This is spotted by Arpan on LinkedIn. Again, that should increase the click-through rates. I haven't seen this live myself, but Google always is testing things. And then Google Ads is also testing showing favicons directly in the search result Sitelinks. So generally you see a favicon in the main search result snippet, not the Sitelinks underneath it. But now Google is testing, according to Sasha Patel and Kushal Barini, Sitelinks for the favicons for the sublinks, for the Sitelinks. I don't replicate it. I can't replicate this myself as well, but two different people found this as well. And then this is going on for a while. The Google and YouTube Shopify sync app, where you use that app to sync your data from Shopify into the Google merchant feeds and so forth, could cause a significant mess after August 18th. Emmanuel Flossie from Feed Army noticed that the recommendation is that you delete the app and install the app because it's switching from the content API to the merchant API, Merchant Center API. And to deal with that, you have to actually delete the app and reinstall the app. And when you do that, it messes up all your URL parameters from Shopify US parameter to a Shopify ZZ parameter, changing all the history of your campaigns. The good news is, Jeannie Marvin, the Google Ads liaison, said, I've been flagged on this, I'm looking into this, and I'll get back to you guys. So Google this is on Google's radar, and we have a little bit more time until August 18th to solve this, so hopefully Google will figure out an answer with Shopify for this problem. Then ChatGPT Ads has some new features. One, you could generate ads for you using AI. This is spotted by Anthony Higman. OpenAI then announced this in an email later, but basically it says we generate an ad variation based on your website and your campaign settings. Review, edit as needed, and activate when you're ready. So it doesn't surprise me that ChatGPT is using AI to help you create ads. Also, ChatGPT has announced new audience targeting. Audience targeting, basically you upload your own audience lists to OpenAI to do better targeting for you. So that's available in many campaign ad platforms. So now OpenAI's ChatGPT Ads has that feature. Also, ChatGPT Ads also announced a new Overviews tab. So when you go to the homepage of ChatGPT Ads, it gives you all this nice dashboard of performance data for your ad campaigns, as well as that it's expanding targeting to Japan and South Korea. Then Google Merchant Center next is now going to be named just Google Merchant Center. Google's removing all the next from the branding, from the help documentation, from the email communication, and it's just going to be called Google Merchant Center. Google Merchant Center launched Google Merchant Center Next back in 2023, I believe. It took a few years to fully roll out, and now that everybody's on Google Merchant Center Next and the old Google Merchant Center is gone, it's just going to go back to Google Merchant Center, which is cool and makes sense. Google Business Profile Appeals added the ability to upload your evidence directly in the first workflow. It used to be that you have to fill out a form to say, I'm appealing this, and then you have 60 minutes to fill out a separate form to upload your evidence, your documents, and so forth. Now it's actually part of the exact form that you do the appeal, which is nice. This is spotted by Stefan, as well as Vinay, so nice finds there. There was a bug yesterday. So last week we had a Google Business Profile Reviews bug, and now this week we had another Google Business Profile Reviews bug where it says you have no reviews yet. A lot of people are actually seeing it as well this morning. When you click on your reviews, it says you have no reviews yet. You might have had thousands of reviews, but it's telling you have no reviews yet. Some people are seeing this, not everybody. Google is aware of the issue, and supposedly they fixed the issue, but it's going to take a couple days for actually to roll out fully. Huge thanks to Amy Toman for being on top of this and a bunch of other product experts. So again, this is being resolved as we speak. And then finally, Bing is testing a new product detail overlay screen. When you actually click on a product, instead of it taking you to the specific product, it actually has this product overlay screen, which Google currently does, which shows you retailer pricing, price insights, and a lot more details about the product, including like the price history and so forth. This is by that Kushal Barini, nice find there as well. And this is not fully rolled out yet, but it seems to be being tested by Bing. Again, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Again, today is Friday, July 10th, and definitely check out Ahrefs, the brand radar feature. Really, really cool stuff. Everyone, great, safe weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Goodbye.